hello, and how are you? Welcome again to another episode of the Slightly Warped Podcast. I'm Rick, joined as always by Big Show. What's good, man?
What's going on, my friend?
Nothing new in my world. Nothing new. Same old. Just a lot of work, uh, very little sleep, and the changing of the weather. Uh, got off today, walked outside. I'm like, it's awfully gray out here. Um, I'm I know it's November, but I'm not ready for it, you know?
Yeah, this year's just kind of flown by.
That's true. Um, have to get ready to do my annual Christmas card list and send everybody their cards after Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving next week, right?
Yep, next Thursday.
Wow. Okay. Dang. You're right. It is flying by. So, what's been good in your neck of the woods this week?
Hey, I continue to wake up every morning, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Once I wake up, everything else is downhill. So I'm gonna take my win when I can get it, and just you know keep
Being
breathing
able
in and
to
out.
wake up every day is the ultimate win, no matter what goes on after that. So, for those people that, just didn't really pay attention to the thumbnail, uh, to tattoo or not to tattoo, we talking about tats today. Um, Positives, negatives, and I- after the prelude, I'm going to show a few examples, some fails, and some beautiful work because there's a little bit of both. And I want to also touch on the stigmatism in the public eye as far as that's concerned, as far as employment, religion, things of that nature. So, in our itty bitty podcast today, we're going to try to cover a lot on this topic. To set the tone, though, show, before I get started, I do want to show some pictures here. Uh,
All right.
and I apologize to the listeners out there right now, but for us folks that are watching on YouTube, we get the full show. Everybody else just has to listen along for the ride. So let me start here with a tattoo fail. I think I got them in order: three fails and then three good ones here. So, all right, here we go. Now, now, I'm describing this for the people that for the people that are listening. Knowledge is power. That's true. What is knowledge, though?
Right.
Apparently, this person doesn't have any knowledge, else they would have known how to spell knowledge. So,
And knowledge, I do believe, has a D in it, so that's more like no leggy.
yeah, no leggy.
No leggy is power.
Oh, I want to know what this no leggy is then. If it's so powerful. But yeah, I'm gonna say that one there is a fail.
Poor fella.
Now, what is going
What in
on
the
here?
French toast is that?
Is it Mike Tyson or a Hoover?
It both. At first, I thought it was a playoff on the genie from Aladdin, but that's
And till you
definitely
see
Mike
the
Tyson
bottom, I mean,
with a
wow.
Hoover vacuum attached to his skull.
I
Huh.
don't know what the artist was thinking on that. Um, yeah,
Is he
this
saying Mike
person,
Tyson sucks?
either that or this person really likes vacuum cleaners and Mike Tyson. I I I
Maybe
don't
that
know.
particular vacuum knocks out the competition. I don't know.
That would be an interesting story. If you are the owner of this tattoo, uh, hit us up at the Slightly Warped Podcast at yahoo.com. We want to hear the story behind this one. Now, this third and final fail, I think we already know the story. This dude he can't go in certain areas without getting his ass kicked. And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Wow.
Because yeah.
Why would
Um
somebody tattoo the word racist on their forehead? Now, I wanted to say what it was for those people just listening,
yes.
but what in the heck? Why? Like, did he lose a bet?
Okay, I'm gonna be real honest with you. If you and I bet something like that, if I lost and I lost badly, I still wouldn't do it.
No, I mean like in prison or something. Like, was he? I don't know. Like, I,
Um,
mm,
yeah.
I bet you wear a skull cap when he's in certain areas.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
would have to. Would
although it looks like he's got a swastika under his right eye, so
yeah, I can't tell if it's a swastika or a double dollar bill sign. I think yeah, because it's got 4 points to it, so it does look more like a swastika. And if you look at the neck, it looks like there's barbed wire around the neck.
mm-hmm.
So bro's got a lot going on here. And
I hope he can fight.
I I do too, because you get in the wrong place the wrong time with that on, it's over. So yeah,
Wow.
that was a fail, and that's going to lead into, when we talk about the topic, we're going to get to the better ones. I really like this one. It's beautiful. It's art, which is, part of the case that I'm making for tats.
And
I
it's almost 3D too as well. It
yeah,
actually
there's
it
the
looks like
artist
it's
that
a
did
butterfly
this.
on her.
The artist that did this butterfly on this woman's shoulder is a master with shading, because he was
Yeah, it's
very
very
subtle
pretty.
with the shadow, and his colors were dark and bright, and for people at
Now,
home, how can it be
don't
dark and bright? It's a black and orange butterfly, so
don't assume it's just a guy that tattooed her either.
I'm sorry, the person that did this, you're right. But yeah, very good one. um I like this one too. I don't know the story behind it, but it's good art. Um, I'm assuming it's an angel on this person's arms because it's got wings. She's got wings. Um, and holding or levitating a heart, it looks like. This one's got great detail as well in the wings and the hair and the dress. It looks good. There's got to be a story behind it. I mean, you would think most people usually have a story behind it. They're not
Yeah,
just like,
there's some nice shading in that. I like that.
yeah, yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and
it's a little dull, but I mean, for a just for a black and gray
yeah,
tattoo, except for the orangish yellow heart, kind of like a gothic statuesque type angel.
yeah, yeah.
It's
And
not bad.
it's not bad at all. Two things before I go to the last one. Okay, judging from the bottom of the picture, that looks like that's the palm up. So
It
this
looks
is
like the
on the
forearm.
yeah, this is on the inside of the forearm. So I would be
Hmm.
curious to see if the wings go all the way around.
Hmm. I bet you they do.
Yeah, that would be nice. And this last one, uh, oh yeah, she's wearing a tattoo. But I do like
Oh,
this
I
one.
didn't
This
even
is a
notice she
sleeve.
had a tattoo. My bad.
She's got a full on sleeve, and when I say full on, it goes from her wrist all the way up her shoulder. Um, that's that plant life. It looks like, I don't know the type of flower, so I'm not even going to
Looks
try
like
to.
an looks like an orchid.
I'm going to take your word for it. Because bro here's got the blackest green thumb in the hood, so it's very beautiful. It's colorful. The color is what makes this stand out.
Yeah,
Um,
my only problem with that is I'd like to see it live. I think there's a lot of airbrushing because this looks like a picture from a tattoo magazine or something. Like she's a
yeah, you could
model.
be right. You
I'd
could
like
be
to see
right.
what it looks like in real life because them colors are very nice. They pop off very well. but I don't know if that's not airbrush.
You could be right. So, first off, when it comes to tats, and I guess we should, give disclosure to the people listening and watching. I have a tat. I've got two. Do you have any tats, Show?
I have two tattoos as well.
Okay, so we both have two. So obviously, both of our arguments are going to be the for and not the against. And I can understand that some people that don't like tattoos, and we'll get to that. Um, I guess we'll take it from a professional standpoint first. And that's because I seen the ridicule firsthand. Long time ago, I worked at Hibbett Sports. I was the manager at one of the stores, and our district manager was strongly opposed to tattoos. If you had arm tats, you had to wear long sleeves when you were at work. And face and neck tats were absolutely out of the question. But Hibbett's was one of those old world kind of stores, the old boys club, if you know what I mean. Old men in suits that were out of touch with society because we had, and this is going off the rails, but I need to, set it up. We had a need for a position at the store. He and I were interviewing people. We had a great guy came in, great. He knocked it out the ballpark. He was all about sports. He knew his stuff when it came to products. Didn't have any tattoos, but he had dreads. And because he had dreads, they did not want to hire him. Now, as I understand now, Hibbets has relaxed their policies on that kind of stuff. They used to hairstyles were out of the question. If you had color tinting in your hair, they would make you, change it back if you wanted to, work. Um, it was just crazy, and I'll say all that to circle back to the fact that there are still companies out there who judge you for your body art instead of the person that you are. And that's a lot of preconceived notions. You're leaving something on the table, so to speak, if you neglect somebody just because of the way they look to you or the way you perceive them to be because of their look. Now, obviously, dude in the third picture, he's telling you who he is straight out. I get that. I'm not hiring you to work at the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum because of that tat. But any of the other pictures, even the fails, they don't speak to the person. They may speak to a mistake that you made or something like that, but not to the person.
Yeah, I think. What year was you when was it that job? You was at 18 what?
Say what?
I said, what year was it that you were talking about that job? 18 what?
Oh no, that was like 10 years ago, maybe 15, somewhere in there.
I'd say, 25, 30 years ago, that was a thing in the job business with tattoos. Maybe a small percentage of companies still do that, but nowadays, I don't even think the companies even look at stuff like that. And if they were to let it be known out there that that's why someone didn't get their job, they'd be sued with the quickness.
And that may be one of the reasons why Hibbets relaxed their policy because they were just a little too adamant about it when I was
Mhm.
there. And I'm so
Now,
I'm so glad they're not anymore.
my personal preference is I don't care about tattoos or what you have. But if you're in a professional setting, you can't have them on your forehead, no matter what it says. It could have said Christian versus
Yeah.
racist. It doesn't matter what was said on the forehead, those things. But again,
And you know what? I want
to
to bring
each
that
their
up
own.
before I go to the next one. There's a difference between art and distraction. You got a sleeve, a nice looking sleeve. That's art. You got swastikas on your forehead or even a lightning bolt or a teardrop. That's a distraction.
To
And
who?
I understand I'm sorry.
A distraction to who?
It depends. Do you see any CEOs of companies with teardrops?
Nowadays, possibly.
Possibly, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
I mean, I don't deal with
That's not saying there
very
isn't.
many. I don't
That's
deal
not
with
saying
very
there
many
isn't.
CEOs, so I'm just saying I don't know. I'm the wrong person there. I'm not going down on Wall Street dealing with those people, but I'm sure there's
And,
quite a
and
few tattoos there.
and,
And
and we
and for
dropped the
you,
CEO part to not be judgmental because there are celebrities out the yin yang that
right?
have body art, including face art. Who's the
Yeah,
singer? Jelly Roll.
yeah,
Doesn't he have tats? Yeah,
yeah. He does. I mean, name a singer that doesn't have a tattoo. That would be probably harder.
you're right.
Um,
You're right.
but to go back and say art is fine, who are we to define whose art is on what? You know what I mean? What I might find is artistic, you may not.
Right.
You know, all we can really say is, personal preference. I wouldn't personally get a face tattoo. I personally would not get a neck tattoo.
Right.
My
Right.
old my oldest son has a neck tattoo. Hell, one of our best friends, Kaz, he has a neck tattoo.
Yes.
We are, so it's not. It doesn't say anything against you. You know, and to me, it is what it is. Like now, if we were having this discussion 20, 30 years ago, then yes, that would probably be more rigid. I just don't think it has a big of a
See.
argument in nowadays.
Yeah, because it is more, for lack of a better word, acceptable now. I mean, and when I say acceptable, that's the only choice word I can think of.
Yeah.
Society, society understands it now. Society gets it. It is not as taboo as it was 25, 35, 45 years ago.
Well, and I
And
also think it's because our generation is running those companies,
yes, yeah,
and our generation has tattoos.
and going back to the art part of it, 45 years ago, you didn't see a full sleeve of flowers, beautifully
Mm-mm.
drawn. You saw some a heart that said mom or an anchor or something that
Mm-hmm. They got
used,
the military or something like that.
yeah, or it was something done that almost looked like homeschool art or something like that, where somebody just did it, in somebody's living room or whatever. Now they're
Mm-hmm.
using these more state of the art pens and inks and pigments, and uh, so that has come a long way as well. And I mean, we've got TV shows now about tattoos. There are magazines about tattoos. So um, it is one of those things that you can chalk it up and say it's part of society. It's the norm. And just like you said about celebrities, if you look at your circle of friends or acquaintances, you have a harder time figuring out who doesn't have the tat compared to who does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, religion.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are a lot of people that will say that they don't believe that you should get a tat because of religion. I do ask people to cite that. And if you're talking about the cutting of the flesh, I'm going to tell you right now that is not what is meant in the Bible. And we as a people like to take things, not just religious things, but all kind of things, and twist the context in order for it to fit our narrative. And then you'll have the other people in the religious argument that will say, well, your body is a temple. You shouldn't desecrate it. Then I would say, why do you eat fast food? Why don't you work out? Um, then you have people that say you should not have outward adornment. Why do you wear makeup? Did you get a haircut? Did you trim your beard? You're still adorning yourself outward. There is a line, and it's a fine line between what is said, what is written, and how it's to be taken, so to speak. Um, and we have a lot of people that take things way too literal or they twist it out of context in order, like I said, to fit their agenda, their narrative. And I feel like if your body's a temple and you decide to add something to it to make it look good to you, if you feel better about it, that's great. You know, we get a haircut. The day you get a haircut, you come out that barbershop feeling good. I mean, them days are over for me. I just, press the on button and go over the whole head, get rid of the stubble. But, if I line up the beard and everything and I put on the nice new outfit, I come out the house feeling good about myself. So if a woman puts on her makeup and she comes out the house feeling good about herself, or the person that has that nice, fresh new tat comes out the house feeling good about themselves, there's no difference. There's no difference in all those. It's all about what you want and how it makes you feel.
I agree. I think religious wise, you know, most of what we shall not do with our body and what we should eat and all this, that's all Old Testament stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the tattoo and the cutting of body is in Leviticus. Not for sure the chapter or verse, but I'm pretty sure that's the book. Um, but that's all Old Testament.
Yes.
Once Jesus was born and died on the cross, there weren't any other stipulations besides I am the gateway, the doorway to heaven. Repent to me. It doesn't say you can't repent to me if you have a tattoo. It doesn't say you can't repent to me if you're fat. It doesn't say you can't repent to me if you're gay. It doesn't say you can't repent to me if you're smoking cigarettes and drinking alcohol, smoking crack, selling your ass, buying the ass. It doesn't say any of that. It just says repent. So people that use the Bible to say tattoos are forbidden or whatever are just trying to force their own personal beliefs or personal values on said subject, no matter what the subject is.
Agreed, 100%. Um, and tats are good icebreakers for conversations. Tats are good talking points. People see my two. I mean, I have a dragon and I have a shield that has the signs in it for me, my spouse, and my two kids. And that's an instant talking point, just seeing that, it, it's how I honor them, you know. And I always wanted a dragon. And as an artist, I said to myself before I got it, I am going to design it. That way I know for a fact I will never walk into a tattoo place where somebody has the same thing as me because I designed it myself. That was the goal. Um, I don't know if I'll get another one. If I do, I'll probably do something similar. I like the fact of, just designing them myself. I've designed them for other people. Um, our good friend Kevin Manning, DJ 2K. I designed a couple of his, so uh, he can take solace in knowing that there isn't anybody out there that he'll ever run into with that katana that does on there, and I forget the other one that I did. It'll come to me later, but uh, I say all that to say that they're all about individuality and personal preference.
Agreed. My two, I've got one on my right shoulder or right arm. Me and my wife have the same matching tattoo. It's Chinese lettering. It's supposed to say soulmate. It probably says soy sauce. I don't know. Um, we just had to take it. People ask. And then on my left shoulder is the tribute to my mom. It's got the ribbon for her cancer. And then on the other side is one angel wing, and if they put together, it looks like a heart.
Nice. Yeah, I had wanted my better half to get a tab with me, but she's not down.
It was kind
We'll
of a
work
spur
on
of a
it.
moment, like,
We'll work
you
on it.
know, 20, 25 years ago when we did it. And I just always joke around. It could say soy sauce. It could say cashew chicken. I don't really know.
Hey, but you know what? It's something that you did together,
But to me and
and
her, it says soulmate.
yeah, and that moment and that's going to last forever, and that's how you honor each other too. So that's a beautiful thing, even if it does say soy sauce, it's still a beautiful thing.
And the funny part of it is we didn't even have the same tattoo artist put it on us. We
Really?
were getting them. We picked that out of the book, and we got tattooed at the same time. So they don't really even look the same. So that's why we joke about what they say.
So before we close out of that, the only other thing that I've heard people say that are in the against column, well, what's it going to be like when you're 80 and you have that tattoo? My answer is always, well, I'm going to be 80 with my tattoo. I
I
mean,
mean, I guess it depends what the tattoo is.
if you've got the woman with the hot boobs, she might be sagging a little by the time you're 80, but
The
who
tattoo's
who
gonna
isn't?
age as well.
Yeah. Um, you, some of them might need a little touch up. I get that, but um, for both of mine, in addition to designing them, I thought long and hard on where I wanted them. They're both on my shoulder. Um, and I did two things when I did the artwork. Obviously, I'm like, am I going to want this 5 years down the line, 10 years, 20? And if the answer is yes, I get it, which I did. And the other thing is because it was my own artwork, I don't want to say I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. Once I finish each piece, I put it away for 2 days, then went back to look at it later to make sure that I liked it. Because, you know, I get it. Some people do get tat spur of the moment. You see something that you like, you want it, go for it. I I wanted to be sure. So anybody that comes to me with the argument, you're not going to want it later, sure I will. Wanted it then, still want it now. I see absolutely no reason why I would not want it 50 years from
Mhm.
now. And you mark my words, kids, I will still be here 50 years from now. You whippersnappers, you watch the podcast.
I don't know if I'll be here in 50 years, but
My
I
kids
don't,
have
I don't know if
my
I want to be in triple digits.
my kids have exclusive instructions to prop me up like Bernie. You watch the podcast.
I just think,
Somebody pull the strings and somebody talk.
with the tattoos, I just think that if you get one, make it unique, make it have a story, some sort
Yes.
of purpose. I'm not necessarily for just the trends for the,
You mean you
I
don't want a
want
tribal
to.
tattoo?
I mean, if it means something to you, like example, hey, my dad had one, he passed away, I want to do something tribal to honor him, sure. But just to match Billy Bob down the street, no. But by all means, if that's your thing, do you? Boom.
Hey, if you and Billy Bob are best friends and y'all decide to do that, hey, go for it. Because then it has meaning, you know. Um, I agree with you. I solemnly agree with you. It should be a personal thing, and it should obviously it's got to be something that you like. Uh, if you watch the beginning of this podcast, you saw some drunken fails. Remember, knowledge is power. I don't know what no liggy is,
Whatever it is also power.
and it's on there now.
At least they got the word is and power spelled correctly.
That is true. Um, although it can be touched up and changed. And I will
Mm.
say this.
That knowledge can't. There's nowhere to put a W and a D in there.
Um, what was that? Is it red or orange?
It's
I'd
red.
I'd make it one big block and then put a darker color in there that said knowledge spelled correctly. Then you're good. I mean, nowadays I guess you can get tats removed. It's hella expensive, and I don't know to what extent that it will or will not work. And I also understand that it can leave a lot of scarring. So be prepared for that.
Hmm.
I do want to ask you guys something, because, our faithful are always out there. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on your podcast feed, this is a good time to email us at the Slightly Warped Podcast because my question of the day is not really one that you type and answer. You bring back a picture. I want to see your awesome tattoos. Throw it out there. Throw it out there. And it just might make it on our end of the year Christmas, New Year's holiday, whatever episode. So again, the Slightly Warped Podcast at yahoo.com. Let me see your let me see your tats. And I probably opened myself up to something really crazy here.
Let's keep them PG.
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't want to see nobody's ass crack tattooed.
No, no. Um, yeah. All right. That's all I got on this subject here. You guys tell me what you think. Big Show, do you have anything before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it about the tattoos, my friend.
All right. Listen, we appreciate you guys so much. Um, the podcast is growing and getting bigger audiences that are, listening. Slightly bigger audience on the YouTube channel. Um, spread this out, word of mouth. Let everybody know. There's only so much that I'm allowed to do on the old Facebook page because if I put links in there, it doesn't send it out to you guys because Facebook and Instagram and YouTube don't like each other. Well, Facebook and Instagram don't like YouTube because when you click on YouTube, it takes you off of their page, and that's not what they want. So I can tell you about the episode on Facebook, but you got to find it yourself. So there won't be any links from any episode from here on out. And for those of you that don't know, or you want to get on there and friend me, facebook.com, Richard J. Kearney. You got anything else before we go, Big Show?
I don't know what next week is going to bring for us podcast wise, so I'll take this
Oh,
time to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
thank you
Enjoy
for
your time
reminding
with
me.
your family.
Thank you so much for reminding me. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, because there won't be an episode next week because we're going to be off enjoying, you know, the holidays, some turkey, some football. Enough said. Love you guys. Big Show, take us out of here.
Hey, hug your loved ones. Tomorrow's not promised. Enjoy your holiday. See you in a couple weeks.
See ya.